Hey, welcome back to some Camaro content. It's been a minute. I've been kind of hard at work just focusing on getting the car ready for the start of the new season. Most of the stuff has been routine maintenance stuff, oil change, checking over the brakes, all the other systems. But as you saw, I've had this whole thing pulled apart, and really the big goal this year was to get a new exhaust, or more specifically, different mufflers on the car. If you're familiar with autocross at all, especially autocross on the East Coast, site availability is really difficult. It's hard to get sites and it's hard to keep them. And so part of keeping sites is being a good neighbor. First set of mufflers I had on this car, the Flowmasters, they were a bit loud. I got warnings at nationals for those, and I kind of knew that was coming. So then I went, and on the advice of some other people, I put a set of Spintex on this car, which is what I was running last season. They were quieter, but they weren't quiet enough. Even with turn downs, I was still getting a warning. So based on more advice, because this is just kind of how you do this stuff sometimes, I've put a third set of mufflers on this car. So not in line, I've removed the other ones, but new set of mufflers on this car. These are the Borla XR-1 Race Mufflers. I believe they're for rotaries, so if it can quiet down a rotary, hopefully it quiets down this car. So check it out. I'll walk you through some of the stuff that we've done on the car, show you the exhaust out of the car, all that process. I'm filming this intro now after all the work's done and the car is back together, so excuse me if I miss a few things. But you'll see the new exhaust in the car, here's some clips, and then we'll circle back at the end of this, take a look at the car, and be ready for the first race. So here's my partially deconstructed jig for doing mufflers and stuff. So I used it on the last setup, which is over here. So here's the old Spintex that came out. And basically I used that jig to make sure everything would line up. Doing the same here, the difference is with these new mufflers, they do not have an offset inlet and outlet. So I'm gonna have to play with the pipes on the inside of the car, but I can at least show you how I'm jigging things up. And I can tell you a little bit more about the new mufflers. So this is the new muffler. It is a Borla XR-1, I believe, race muffler. These were designed for rotaries, and hopefully we can see down in. So you can kind of see there's four, oh, here, that's better, that works. 4 straight through cores there. So hopefully this accomplishes what I'm after. So I'm gonna make some brackets, play with this jig, and we'll see everything in the car. All right, so I've not filmed a lot of this. I've done the exhaust before. It runs a weird way. I think I've shown it a couple times. I'll link to another video, and maybe even down in the description, I'll link to like when I originally did the exhaust. But I have to say I'm really psyched. This was gonna be a little bit more difficult. The mufflers are a different inlet arrangement than the other ones were, so I had to change the pipes around, but I was able to reuse a lot of stuff, and really, fitment's great. Anyway, I'll shut up. Check it out. Been working on that fit up. It's actually pretty darn good for me. And there it is. Exhaust is all welded up. If you've never seen this exhaust before, it's definitely interesting. So this is actually how it sits on the car. So driver's side, passenger side. I've got multiple spots for O2 sensors, goes into an X pipe, and then it comes and kicks up, and that's where our other pieces then go over the muffler. You'll see it all in a sec when it's in, but Larry and Adam got it all welded up for me because I can't weld stainless. It looks awesome. If I'm moving slow, I apologize. I threw my back out putting clamps on this thing because getting old is awesome. But the exhaust is in. V-bands are on, makes its way to the muffler. Muffler exits out, and we're gonna go with the OG setup for now. No turn downs. We're gonna go with the flush to the side of the car, and we'll see how we do. We'll have turn downs with us, but hopefully this makes the car quieter. We'll roll this out of the garage shortly once things are a little bit back together, and we'll get a sound comparison. So hang tight for that. All right, this is a cold start. Just rolled it out of the garage. Hasn't run in a day. Let's see what it sounds like outside. Idles up a little bit because it's cold, but there's the Borla's cold. There you go. Let me clean this car. Now that the car is all clean, we'll walk through a couple of things that have been done. Obviously, we had a rewire over the winter. You've seen all that. That's good to go. We've got our larger alternator pulley back on. That should be the correct one. We've got our new fans in place for this season. We've got fan ducting that's all underneath there. All of this has been cleaned up, tidied up. I'm really happy with how all of this turned out. We'll make our way to the inside of the car. Part of our rewire effort was redoing the entire dash. So I'm really stoked. I like the sniper display in the center there. Got my tablet mount there, which I didn't have before. The tablet used to just be Velcroed. That's for Solo Storm. Got a new seat in the car. Got rid of the big 18 where I cut off the sides and threw a 17-inch in here that doesn't have the rib. There actually is the 18-inch that was the driver's seat. You can see where I cut off the rib sides in there. It's fine for a passenger seat. Got the whole thing cleaned out, inside and out. Couldn't believe how dirty this car was after just a couple seasons. And at the back, we've got our system with our battery cutoff, all that good stuff. We now have functional taillights. Car's ready to rip. So now there's just a couple things left to do before the season starts. I've got to put an alignment on the car, so I'm going to do that here in a minute using a home smart string setup. You need to corner balance the car. It's maybe not critical for the first event. And just go over everything. Double check every last nut and bolt. We've touched a lot on this car over the season, we've touched a lot of this car over the winter, so going through and making sure everything's good is good to go there. Mikey mentioned in his Boo video that he's going to be attending the BMC Autocross at Ripken Stadium in a couple weeks. I think it's 2 weeks away. They were sold out, so I can't make that one, but there is a Porsche event the day before. So next video you see from me will hopefully be this car at a Porsche event, and we'll see what the changes did over the winter. So thanks for staying around, thanks for watching this, and we'll see you on the next one.